When we get back from break, we're going to play this video that Alex Jones recorded this morning, what he's hearing from his sources inside the government about Hillary Clinton. So we'll be right back. Infowars.com/show is the free stream to send out to everybody you know.
I have now confirmed that Hillary Clinton is planning to run in 2020, and they're going to hand her the nomination. That's why they're trying to shut down all the independent nationalist media ahead of time to clear the way for her to take Trump's legs out from under him. Stand by for this bombshell intel. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones here with a very important breaking news item. Now, we've heard rumors of this, and we've seen even mainstream media report that Democrats are being told that Hillary is at least looking at running for president in 2020. Well, I've got it from high-level sources, but also sources very, very close to Hillary Rodham Clinton, and I'm going to stop right there, that indeed she is planning to run, and that she's already set up in private her exploratory committee, and that they're already letting other Democrats know that she's going to be the nominee. So that means even if somebody like Bernie Sanders wins the delegates again, they'll just have the superdelegates veto that and hand the power fraudulently to her. So it's a repeat of what happened in the primaries in 2016, the total arrogance. The Republicans tried the same thing on Trump, but it didn't work because we said, no, that's a fraud. They tried to sell the idea, but we revolted against it. But the Democrats are so controlled, they didn't. Now, I'm going to get to the big news here in a moment, but just setting the table for this, Hillary basically controls the Democratic Party. Soros funds about 80% of it. And then she's got a couple billion still left in her foundation. It's legally hard for her to get that out and use it unless she uses some of it on the campaign. So she uses it for mansions and private jets and payoffs and things right now, and financing lawsuits against me, and trying to shut down the real American media ahead of her running in really about a year. So she would be announcing in about a year, maybe even sooner. Trump was smart to announce, what was it, 6 months ago, to get ahead of all this and to go ahead and start campaigning now, because in truth, the campaign cycle never really ends. But here's the big news. I've talked to high-level Republicans, I've talked to high-level Democrats, and I've confirmed that because she has the money, she has the power, the Democratic Party is so authoritarian that it doesn't matter if she can hardly walk. It doesn't matter if she has coughing fits everywhere. It doesn't matter if she looks like she's 20 years older than she is. It doesn't matter if she reportedly drinks a bottle of vodka every day. She's so arrogant, so power-grasping, just like Bill Clinton's looked like a corpse for 10 years. What keeps them alive is the thirst for power, and the thirst to dominate America and do the handover of America to the Chi-Coms and the globalists. Now, here's the big news. I know a lot of people that obviously have done security for Hillary Clinton. And I know people currently that have very, very close connections to Hillary. And I happen to know some folks who don't like Hillary very much because of Benghazi. And I'll leave it at that. But I will tell you, just because the enemy already knows of what I speak being true, that the arrogance of Hillary being rude, not only to every security detail she's ever had, that I'll tell you about in a moment, but also being very, very rude and hateful to even senior people under her and senior people currently in the Central Intelligence Agency. So I had the fourth person from the CIA yesterday in person tell me that they have confirmed that Hillary is running and basically giving the same intel that I just gave you. And these folks don't like her because, again, of Benghazi. And it wasn't Tonto. That's not who told me. But let's just say, because the enemy already knows all this stuff, that it was somebody who served with them. And this is the fourth person from the CIA. And when I say CIA, I mean the real CIA, not the leftist professor CIA, where they just hand out little CIA cards to them all so they can feel powerful and let them dox everybody and let them have, database. So if Antifa tries to make you run them over in Portland, you're an old man, they then dox your car within minutes because they've got the police down the street, uploading information. So This information comes from the State Department. This information comes from the CIA. This information comes from the Secret Service. The same Secret Service that told us a month before Hillary fell down on 9/11 in 2016, look, we can't give you any classified info, but she's got a tent. She's having convulsions every 45 minutes on average. She's got a black ambulance. And if you just have reporters follow her, Alex, you will catch her collapse. 2 weeks later, Millie Weaver caught him with her in a tent for over an hour, running in with emergency stretchers, and then she didn't even do the event. Down the independent media and the nationalist media, once she got elected president, she'd given the dark heart speech about me and said they were going to shut down the, quote, fake news. That means the real news. But even though she lost, her stay-behind networks are still moving forward with this, and big tech, working with mainstream media, is shutting down their competition, not just ahead of the midterms, but ahead of 2020. And so that's why she thinks that what Trump had to support him in 2016 won't be there when she announces, I'd say within the next year, maybe even 8 months or so. So look for Hillary to announce within the next 8 months to 12 months. And by then they'll have total censorship in place if Trump doesn't take action and move against this racketeering and this cartel. So that's why she's so incredibly arrogant and still thinks she can win. Because if we lay down, they could put her in there, like Matt Drudge joked 6-7 years ago, as a floating brain in a jar, with bubbles oxygenating her. So we're talking about a brain in a jar, and the system ensconcing that as a sick joke against the titan that we have in there right now. So that's why this is so incredibly important. Now, I was first told this by Secret Service 10 years ago. I was then told about it by former Blackwater people who were also CIA. And then I was told this by more State Department people. And then I was told this by federal police, U.S. Marshals. And then now I've been told about it from 4 different people from the CIA. Okay? And I guess enough was thought of this yesterday for me to get the message with let's just say, particular documentation. So this was, information that you're meant to have. I'm going to leave it at that. That whenever they have a dog clear a hotel room or anywhere she was at bases overseas, she would say, get that effing piece of crap out of here. You're a bunch of animals in the military. You're a bunch of scum. You're retards. Don't even look me in the eyes. She would do this in briefings in the State Department and CIA, overseas and domestically. She is a monster crazy person. When you see her walking around strutting with that big demon smile, I mean, she is a borderline personality disorder, total narcissistic psychotic, with absolute delusions of grandeur on an unlimited psychotic power trip. I mean, she is Medusa on PCP. And people are fed up with her. Now, she's been left alone because she's so damaging to the Democrats and so pathetic. Like Trump said, he goes to sleep every night and dreams of what pathetic weaklings these people are and how he's going to crush them in 2020. The problem is they're going after the low-hanging fruit, yours truly, Alex Jones, and trying to destroy me. And they've reached out with olive branches through New York Times operatives and others in the last 2 years about just leave Soros alone and trying to confuse the gender of kids alone and the Islamics alone, that I'll be left alone. Well, I know Beck got that same message 4 years ago and he rolled over. I'm not rolling over. So just understand that. But this is really huge news that I'm giving you. And basically, it's now gotten to the point where it's from the rooftops I'm being told this. And I'm being asked, why aren't you covering it? Why aren't you telling people? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to cover it. I'm going to talk about it. But again, you can look at mainstream news where she's preparing this. But we have to get out ahead of this and just talk about how ridiculous and pathetic it is, and just how controlled the Democratic Party is, so that when she does run and do it all, it'll blow up their face even worse. Because they're going to steal the nomination again, which is going to make all their people not vote again or go vote for Trump. Because we do have to battle the whole Taylor Swift phenomenon and all the propaganda she's involved in, and the fact that, she's kind of an ace in the hole for them. So let's not get too confident here, but things are going really, really well as humanity awakens and as the pro-human future develops. But I'm going to stop right there. I'm asking all of you right now to get this out to everyone you know. Now back to Owen Schroyer and a live broadcast at Infowars.com/show. If you don't get this information out, nobody will. I'm counting on you, folks.
What's your response to Hillary Clinton saying last night's swearing in of Judge Kavanaugh was more a political event than it was a national event?
I guess that's why she lost. She doesn't get it. She never did. I knew that a long time ago. Hillary never got it. That's why she lost.
Too much to say.